Coke. No, not cocaine, Coca-Cola. How y'all doing, my friends? What's up? Here's a little video that I'm doing right here about some stuff I want to talk to you guys about and why I'm bringing it up. I know the title of this seems very familiar. No, I am not ripping off a very good guy on here, Michael. But I just finished watching one of his episodes. I hope you guys are tuning in. Michael's channel. He's got this thing called the shithole. Basically, no, he don't live in a shithole. No, I'm not trying to say that. No, but it's a little thing he's got there. He basically had footage for some stuff he recorded because he does maintenance. You know, like kind of like a handyman. Like he fixes, you know, like this apartment complex. He does repairs and that. He has his buddy Jeff, and they work for the owner of this area, stuff like that, and you know, very good stuff in the area. I mean, the area has gone through some changes. I think that videos were taken 3 years ago, from what I understand, and everything like that. Very good, it's a very good little series of videos he has and stuff. And I just finished watching a very good episode tonight. He posted up, and something about that episode made me think about the stories of the shitheads I work for. And I don't think I've ever talked about really my job and really what I do. I mean, I think I tapped on it briefly, and I talked about little problems here and there and stuff. But something that happened to Michael and his buddy Jeff in that video kind of struck me a little bit. Like wow, it's, like deja vu. I've had that happen to me, basically. And I'll explain. In the episode, if you guys tuned in, him and his buddy, they're handymen, right? And they were being sent to go to this other location. From what they understand, from what they knew, they were not told that their owner owned that area, and I guess they were not gonna get paid for it and stuff. And they went over there. Okay, they do what they had to do. They met the guy they had to meet. They would have to do there. This guy seemed okay. Then when they're coming back, they get a complaint of some bullshit claiming that Michael and this guy had beaten him up and all that stuff. It was all bullshit and everything like that. Then I guess they went to another location and the same bullshit and stuff and everything. It's just been terrible, But I know that video is probably 3 years old. Hopefully things have gotten better for Michael and his buddy and stuff. But I wanted to bring up some stuff because I've worked my job out in Brooklyn for about, I believe in April 16th marked 10 years. Knock on wood. And stuff. And it's been a shaky 10 years working for these people. Basically, my title is I'm a porter / elevator operator. Now, elevator operator is basically the buildings I work in it's an industrial building, industrial area, pretty much, all the way up Brooklyn, and sort of a bad area in Brooklyn, Sunset Park, and everything like that. Yes, the same area where Steven Seagal's Alfred Justice was filmed. Yes, that part of Brooklyn, Sunset Park. It's went through a lot of changes over the years since they filmed over there and stuff. I mean, they built a Costco there. The area where Seagal had that chase at, now there's a Lowe's around there and stuff, and everything like that. And it's basically, you could say in that area I work at, you do see a lot of illegals working in factories and stuff. When there were a lot of factories, and now there's like only a handful of them and stuff. The owners of the buildings, yes, are Hasidic Jews. They pretty much run the property over there and stuff. Now, I am not prejudiced or nothing like that. But the bosses who are there, they're very sometimes close-minded, especially the owners, stuff like that. Like if they had their way, they would fire all of us and find a cheaper way to run these buildings. That's how much scumbags they are and stuff. And everything like that. And they think, oh, it's easy, you put this in. These guys basically never done a hard day's work in their life. Once again, I am not being racist. It's just in the 10 years working for these motherfuckers, that's what I've seen, pretty much. I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm saying, you know, just the owners happen to be the bosses. I mean, the boss is always like that, right? Whether he wears a yarmulke or not. So, my uncle's been working there longer than me. My uncle got me the job in 2002 when I was struggling very hard. I was working part-time for a scumbag who at this hobby store. Matter of fact, yeah, dream job, you know, dealing with multiple planes. The problem is with that job, with a store, those of you who work for the store, you understand, dealing with the public is a pain in the ass and stuff. So I got me the job there, and when they gave me the job, I didn't get an elevator right away. I got a broom, so I had to clean the streets, clean the stairs. And there's an industrial building. You gotta remember, you got people eating the stairs. Sometimes there are homeless people sleeping in the stairs, but thankfully I never bumped into any of them. Thankfully, sometimes there's shit on the stairs. On occasions, I've seen dead cats and stuff like that. But anyway, fast forward, all this other stuff, and then about a year or two it took me. I got my first elevator, so everything was good. I was there for about 5 years. In the 5 years I was there, I was pretty much given a big task to do, which I didn't get no backup from management and stuff. The task they gave me was, they told me don't let any of the tenants in the building throw any garbage downstairs. Because they throw stuff, they throw this, and it piles up. I said I would try. Oh, you better try hard. I said, oh, okay, alright, fine. So, I had enforced that law there, and I tell the people, like, look, please, don't throw this over here. Management does not want this here. And you know my rebuttal will be, well then, fuck you, and fuck your butt, and all this out of nowhere. And then, you know, I'm a type of person, it'll take a lot to get me to yell at you. Really, it will. And, you know, I lashed out, and you go, fuck yourself, stick the garbage in your ass, you fuck, you motherfucker. And then these people, you know, granted I yelled, but for good reason. And the bosses will get called, and you hear a whole fantasy story about, oh, he broke windows, he did this, he did that, and he threatened me in front of this and that. Then they ask me what happened. I tell them the side story. Look, I told the cleaners, told me to go fuck myself. I told him fuck him. I closed the door. I walked away from him. Oh, but he said this and this and that. I didn't do this, this and that. You want me to take a lie detector test? Oh, you don't have to be a comedian. I'm not being a comedian about this. What do you want me to do? You want to go up there and talk to the guy? See if the guy says that to my face? My manager, he's not Jewish. He's actually Hispanic. You know, but his loyalties jump up and down, jump back and forth sometimes, you know. On one hand, sometimes he will believe me, and other times he's like, well, they're paying this much for the space. What do you want me to tell you now? And on many occasions, since my uncle's the older guy there, I would have to go to him. Sometimes, you know, they wouldn't come to me, they would come to him about it. My uncle asked me what's going on. My uncle used to do the position of work I used to do. So he understands how tenants can bullshit. So he was always the voice of reason. He was always the one going over there, talking to my foreman and stuff like, look, you ran elevators, I ran elevators. You've been here for years. We've been here for years. You know how these people make up shit and stuff like that. You know that. Ah, but you know but you know that. You know that. So a couple of times I'm gonna have to do that. On one occasion, I'll never forget, a foreman assistant tried to get me fired over some bullshit, or because he didn't like me because I didn't roll over on command. I've said it before, I'm not a troublemaker, you know. I will do what I'm asked to do. I may not like what I'm going to do, but I have to do it. And stuff. So I go and I do my stuff or whatever I'm told to do and everything. So all that would go down and stuff. It'll be like that, I don't know, for a while and shit. He was just making up stuff. Sometimes my foreman was okay about it. He would understand, look, I know you're doing your thing, just be careful with this guy here. Try not to go at this time. Oh, that's the best part. One time, a guy wanted me to stay late, right? And naturally, I'm there. I get up every day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. right? I go there, eat a small breakfast or whatever, you know, try not to eat, because that's all there is around there. Basically, you can eat eggs, sausage, or cakes. Pretty much. There's no other option. And if you're lucky, maybe I go to the supermarket, buy some Pop-Tarts, eat that. Then make up for it at lunchtime. That's it. So, I'm up and down in the elevator. Sometimes those elevator doors are heavy. You know, you gotta move your whole body into them and stuff. It's not like you just press the button. No, no, no. These are old elevators. So doing all that stuff. Sometimes dealing with stupid people downstairs who ring more than once. And everything like that. You know, being stupid and stuff. Or try to rush me and stuff. What's taking you so long? And I go, I'm taking a shit. I just came out of the bathroom. I guess to wash my hands because you're ringing like an asshole. You want to smell my hands? Oh, you don't have to come out like that. Then don't fuck with me. Now listen to me. You coming in or not? Are you gonna stay there and talk shit? Shut up. Fuck out of here. Those will be some of the workers that work for the tenants in the building. I would say that too. See, I knew who I could do that to, who I couldn't do that to. You know, but most of the time I try to be a nice guy. You know, I like, look, especially if somebody new who doesn't know the building or doesn't know that bell is loud. I said, look, let me show you. See this? Beep, beep, beep. What's that noise? That's the bell. Once I see it lit up, I'm coming down. Stop ringing. I'm sorry. Then you get people like, you know, FedEx and UPS guys, mostly FedEx, who are lazy scumbags most of the time. And my years I've been working there. They're supposed to go upstairs and deliver their envelopes and their packages or whatever. These son of a bitches do not want to come up. And they hound. Sometimes on one occasion I was threatened. Oh, you should sign this. These other guys signed it. Listen to me. I've been working a long time. I am not signing nothing. The only thing I sign is for my check. Oh, but you know these people here. I don't know nobody here. These people don't trust me. I don't trust them. I'm not giving them shit. You come up, they sign, you come back down. Or if not, you can walk down. Or if you want, get their number, let them come down and sign for your ass. I don't sign shit. Oh, I'll leave it in your bill. You're not listening to me. You get paid to do a job, right? Do what you get paid to do. Let me get paid to do what I gotta do. That was it. One time, I think it was a DHL guy, which afterwards the guy ended up being cool. But I remember it was a big point like that. Like, wow, he got real stupid. I had to call his manager, which I don't want to do that. You know, but these people force me in these situations. And I have no choice. I have to do it. Made a complaint. Guy went in quietly the next day, brought the shit up, came down, tried to throw a little last word in there. Oh, you didn't have to go do that. Said, look, I told you 5 times. You have to come up. I am not responsible for that box. One time, when I was new starting out, I didn't sign for nothing. They used to just throw the box and walk away. And me being a nice guy, I go up there and give it to the people up there. I give it to somebody upstairs, then I hear another complaint. Oh, did you steal a box? I go, what? Did you steal a box? And this and that. I said, excuse me? What are you talking about stealing a box? You know, steal, theft. I know what it means. I just mean, who said I stole a box? Oh, because there was a thing upstairs that they said they delivered it, but they never got it. And you know what it was? I gave it to somebody, and the stupid asshole who was up there threw the box to the side, lost it, right? And they made it look like I didn't give it to them. And you know what the box was? A box of pencils. What the flying fuck am I gonna do with a box of pencils? Make a potato animal with this shit? Then that motherfucker, he made that big commotion, this and that. My boss, then he tried to apologize to me. I said, like, you know what? Fuck you. Don't apologize to me. Call my boss, tell him you fucked up. Because now he thinks I'm an asshole now, thanks to you. And stuff. So, one guy actually did call back on one occasion. He called, look, my resume mistake. Sometimes you get a one time in one building I was in, there was an old lady, middle-aged old lady with pimples and a real ugly bitch and stuff. I had a freight elevator, right? And she worked on the 3rd floor. That lady is not in bad shape. Okay? So I was very busy upstairs. Now a lot of the workers who worked on the third floor walked up the stairs in the morning. But this bitch was very persistent on going into the elevator. So I had a lot of stuff coming down. I was busy in the morning. She ran like a maniac. At one point, banging the door like a fucking maniac. Bah! Bah! She found a 2x4 that was left like on the back somewhere in the yard. It was swinging at my door like she was walking tall. I go downstairs like, who the fuck is swinging? I said, excuse me, what are you doing? Oh, I'm waiting 20 minutes here. I had to send the truck. I said, excuse me, first of all, there hasn't been no truck downstairs. Because I looked out the window to see who was ringing. There was no truck parked down here. Don't lie. Second of all, you see the elevator is full, right? This is a freight elevator. This ain't for passengers. Ah, you better take me up right now. I'll make a lot of trouble for you, young man. I said, lady, get in this elevator right now. I'll take you up. You gonna threaten me? Tomorrow, you can walk up the stairs. This is a freight elevator. I am very busy here. If I don't come down after 2 rings and you're running late, that's not my fault. So the whole thing there, and she goes, "You be sorry you said that to me." I said, "I go fuck yourself. I didn't want to use perfect. I was pushed to it." Close my door. My uncle came by. Right. He asked me a question. Look, but did you have an argument with this lady up there? I said, "Yeah, I was explaining the situation. What happened?" He goes, "Well, she said she's gonna threaten to get you fired out of here and thrown out of here. Cause sometimes my manager won't come to me directly since he knows my uncle longer for years. He will let my uncle know about it. My uncle will tell me. My uncle never came yelling at me and all like that. My uncle would understand more likely what I was coming from or whatever. So I told him, look, Frank, I don't know what to tell you. I went up there. I was angry. I don't know. Would you like me to go up there and squash things? No, 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 no. That lady is trouble. Don't get into nothing on her. Just, if anything, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna try to calm things down with him. I went to him. And I said, why, what happened? Then my manager had told him, I didn't want to put him in this bed. And I can always go. You know, I go, but has anyone else complained in the building? It's just that one lady. Well, then why is he making a big deal about one lady? Or we should call the officer. I said, but you know, there's 2 sides of the story. He should know that. So that was one case there. And all the way through that time, every single fucking day, I had to take her ass upstairs. I never said jack shit to her because she liked to twist the things around. She would tell me good morning. I would just barely look at her and walk away from her. And I said, you see, going up. Wait a minute. That's coming out. And she would say, but this not. Well, you got to wait your turn. I'll take you up, but please wait your turn. All that stuff there. I got friendly with her bosses one time when she tried to call again with some bullshit over some nonsense she wanted to bring down while I was already at lunch. And she calls my boss again to tell him I'm leaving at 11:30. And my lunch hour is 5 to 12 to 1 o'clock, which I leave at that time. So I told her boss about it. Her boss was cool with me and stuff. He didn't know she was going over his head about it. She got her ass reamed. Victory for me. They left the building and stuff. And then, of course, I was in that building there because there was one building I was in when I had the arguments with the DHL guy. And then I left that building because of aggravation. I kept on getting harassment about the garbage, the garbage, the garbage, the garbage. I mean, not for nothing, there was a semi-automatic elevator right next to me. My elevator had a lock on it. That elevator didn't have a lock. So anybody could come down from the 6 floors and bring garbage down there. What am I supposed to be, like a CSI detective? I think this is from the 6th floor. Oh, look, a seaman there. Wow. Maybe it's from the 3rd floor. Oh, wait a minute. Smells like shit. Must be from the shithead on the 2nd floor. No. So that was too much bullshit there and stuff. So I got out of that building. I went to bed with the pit-faced lady and stuff. I had a maniac downstairs who was in the basement who sold mattresses. This guy didn't know how to talk low. Everything was, fuck that, fuck. Everything was always yelling. But the good thing about him was my boss hated him. So if he called to make complaints, they would listen to him because he was just a bitch and stuff. And everything like that. So he got out of the building, thank God. I was pointing, I was ready to crack his head open with a piece of wood. Especially one time, he put his foot on my door. He wouldn't let me go up because he claimed I was not giving him service downstairs because his stupid guys that works for him, which he had a bunch of illegals working there. Not that doesn't mean that they're bad guys or nothing like that. It's just sometimes they'll be ignorant, you know, and break things on purpose or be stupid to start trouble or whatever sometimes, but not all of them. So they broke the button downstairs. I told them, if you need the elevator, walk up to the first floor and ring me and let me know. He didn't like that. Made a big stink about it. Put his foot on my door. The door closed like this. Put his foot on my door a couple of times. Well, let me go. I pushed him. Get the fuck out of my face. Oh, you put. Did you see that? He put. Nobody said anything. Because how many times people had argued with him? He blocking the street. UPS guys wanted to fight with him. DHL guys. At one point, NYPD came down there. Police. Actually, they came to arrest him. I think he had court papers because one of the guys, he was racist too. Ironically enough, he was Jewish. He was very racist. He had a black guy working for him. And there was a tape played where somebody we fired with calling the guy the N-word. A really scumbag. And he ended up going to court and shit. He got sued and shit. That's like good for his ass, plus tax. So they all moved out. I was at peace in the building, great. Had this weird crackhead cleaning guy who still works for the company, ironically enough. He used to start trouble and throw garbage on purpose on my platform. I caught him doing it. I said, what are you doing? Guy's Jamaican. Oh, I put this right there. They're going to pick it up. I said, look, take that out of there. Put it somewhere else. You take that knife out, I'm gonna make you swallow it. Don't fuck with me. Take that out of there. I'll call the boss. You have to be out of here. Don't fuck with me. So, one time he threw sofa cushions on the platform. I took the cushions. I ran after him. He didn't know I was running after him. I threw them right in his fucking face. He looked at me shocked. I said, I'll tell you right now, do not put anything on that platform. I'm warning you right now. At one point, I went to my manager about it. If my manager, whenever I make complaints about the manager wanted this. And one time I told him in front of my shop steward, because I'm in the union, I said, look, if it gets to the point I call the cops, and the cops ask me, did you tell manager? What the manager said? I'm going to say this. And then he gave me a serious look. He never answered me about that. And the shop steward told him too, you see, you were warned. The shop steward told him that. And stuff. So all that stuff went down there for a while. What I'm working at now, that guy cannot make trouble there because he's scared of my partner. So that's a good omen, at least. And stuff. So what I used to do is to pay him back. My uncle gave me advice to do this stuff. Sometimes it'll be frustrating to do things by the book. So he would show me little tricks to get by and not get caught. So I had an empty floor. This is a good story. I had an empty floor of those people that Pimple Face there that used to be there, but they all moved out. It was empty. And I had a garbage pail. And there was water. And he told me, go up to the window right there. Where you see him down there. Make sure you're not seen. Piss into the bucket. Mix it a little bit of water and stuff. If possible, crap in the bucket. I gave him a dirty bomb. La blood clara! I know it's evil, it's immature, but you see, I'm resulted to doing these horrible things. Granted, nobody's getting killed, thank God. You know, I'm not looking to hurt anyone, but just, he knew it was me. But like the same thing he's saying when the garbage used to pay on my platform. How did he know it was me? He was the only one doing that. So one time he left something there. I didn't run after him like that. I went upstairs. I seen him down there. Shh. Look. That was it. His mouth was open too. So I was doing enough. That was like every now and then and stuff. I solved that problem. Won that battle. You know, stuff like that. Sometimes the owners would mess with the electricians and the shop people, like my uncle worked for. because he's an elevator mechanic and stuff like that. He's not the official mechanic, he's the elevator maintenance. But since they don't want to hire the real McCoy and stuff, because they're charging him an arm and a leg, my uncle had to do things for them and like that. He's at times rescued them from going to jail, because you get elevator inspections. That would happen and stuff. Because about a year or two ago, not in the buildings where I work at, but another one of the areas they own, with an elevator they gave to a tenant, which tenants shouldn't have elevators, to be honest, but they do it to get the extra money for the rent or whatever. You charge them an arm and leg for the space and stuff. Guy got killed in there for doing something he wasn't supposed to do. So since then, the elevator inspectors have been, ruthless, coming in for random inspections, checking this, checking that, checking this, checking that. Now, way back in the day, inspectors used to come, there was a lot of stuff under the table going on. But since people were getting hurt, not necessarily in the same area where I would work at, but in the other properties they own and stuff, shit hit the fan and stuff. So now, my uncle and some of the other guys, the elevator maintenance guys, they had to do inspections, had to do the 5-year wait test, had to do this. The man busted his ass for that. Some of the other guys too and stuff. Sometimes in the end of the year, they would do that, but then they'd be pain in the asses too about it. Like, they try to say to my uncle, but can you do this to pass this inspection? To go under to come and do this? My uncle will say, look, I cannot do that. I'm not signing off on that, because if something happens, I don't want to go to jail and stuff. So, my uncle will stand his ground and stuff. So, believe me, when Michael says stuff like that, like the owner, like when he said in his video how the owner tells him do this and do that and stuff, and everything like that, I understand, because it happens where I work at. Really. That's why I want to talk about this with Michael and all you guys here and stuff. Somebody will probably say, well, be thankful you got a job. Well, that's the thing everybody likes to say sometimes. I mean, I'm not here whining and bitching about it. I'm just telling you a little bit of the daily tribulations I deal with and stuff for the scumbags that I work for, pretty much, and stuff. One smart thing I would like to share with you guys that my brother told me one time. This was the only smart thing he's ever said, from what I know. The only smart thing he said to me. This is the only thing I remember what he said. You know what he told me one time? You know what boss spelled backwards is? And I go, no, what? Sorry, son of a bitch. See, one clever thing he said, but yet he's in the shit, pretty much. So that's about it on that. But it's true. They are a bunch of sorry son of a bitches. They are. That's one time someone asked me one time in the building I worked at, would you like to get a promotion to management? I go, fuck, no. I don't want to do management. I know some people could do that job, but no. Because when you work for management, chances are you do have to deal with the suits. And I've talked to people who worked with management. Like, there was this guy who used to control the shop and stuff. He was kind of the super of the shop or whatever, where my uncle works at and stuff. And they demoted him down to be a regular plumber. He wasn't mad about it. He was happy because he had peace of mind. Because these people, the owners, will call him in his house in the middle of the fucking night to bitch and moan about something about pipes and this and that. Somebody's stealing this and that. In the middle of the fucking night, off the clock. Or even my foreman, I've heard stories, not from him, from other people that told me stories about him. He would get calls in the middle of the fucking night, or even on weekends, regarding nonsense about, hey, this building over here, hey, your men didn't clean up this space over here, good job, they didn't do it bad, they did a horrible job. Go on and whine and complain. And granted, the management doesn't have, he's not in union, nothing, so he has to listen to the shit. He probably be like this, yeah. Then you hear stuff about him, drinking, so. This is how he numbs his pain, but not me. So that's not, no way. I don't want no management job, fuck that. As it is, if I come into money or whatever, somebody was telling me, oh, become, you become a boss, open business. I said, no, I don't want to get involved in that. I don't want to be nobody's boss. Stuff like babysitting people, telling people what to do, and nonsense like that. That's just not me, I just want to find some way to invest in something, live up the dividends of it. That's it. That's just what I would do. Other people could do differently. That's great and stuff. So when I was taken out of that building over bullshit, because remember I told you guys they had me cleaning up and stuff like that because they made it for studios and stuff now and everything like that. There was a stupid girl who worked for the owners. Really a big butt and a smile. That's what this girl is basically. Kind of like you guys seen Jersey Shore. Snooki looks just like Snooki. Same type of fucking good piece of ass, but trouble this girl caused wasn't worth it. She came out of nowhere and told me one time, I blame me, I know it. Hey, inside the units they're dirty. Can you clean that? And I said, I wasn't told to do that. My foreman told me, clean the hallway, clean the bathrooms, that's it. Oh. So, she told her boss, another lady that used to work there, oh, can you please do it just for today? I said, I'll do it, fine. I didn't say nothing about it, so okay, fine. Next day, my uncle and the foreman come to me. My uncle didn't know what was going on. He asked me, is there any problem? I said, no. And then the foreman comes out with a memo complaint, written complaint. I knew it was from the lady, because she's a two-faced. I heard stories about her, and the owner being stupid, and stuff like that, because he would catch me cleaning, and then tell me some bullshit, like, you get something like a little piece of dust in between the wall, here come, can you clean this? I look at him like, sure, let me just finish cleaning this up, I'll take care of that. Oh, I'm not saying you're trying to bother me, I'm just saying, let me take care of this, I'll take care of that, and everything will be okay, alright? Please. So he made a big fucking story about it, told a lie about me, and my manager came to me, look, I don't want to have to throw you out of here. I said, throw me out of here? What are you talking about? And my uncle's like, well, try to calm down what? I'm being accused of some shit I didn't do? The place is not being cleaned? I said, look around. Do you see any dirt here? Look in the bathrooms. Look at that. You can eat off that fucking sink. Oh, no. It's not a reason to be profanity. Because not profanity what? You're accusing me of something I didn't do? Oh, but you know, they said this. But you ever heard of two sides to the story? Oh, but you know, you should clean the inside of the units. What? Yeah, I use it's hanged up there. It's drying. Sorry. I tried, thanks. I tried the bush out. Yeah, that's good. Sorry. So I'll be all that other stuff and everything that went on there. And I told my manager, I said, look, I'm doing my job here. I'm one guy. If you don't think I'm doing a good job cleaning this, get somebody else to clean it. Let me run this elevator. Because I was running an elevator and cleaning it. And granted, they were giving me extra money for it. I didn't ask for it, but they want to give me money. Okay, fine. And stuff. So I went off a little bit there. And a little bit after that happened, that's when my grandmother got ill. And shortly after, passed away. So I went through all that stuff. Came back to work. Went over there. Okay, I was mopping. I was cleaning. Trying to clean my mind. Manager came up to me. He didn't want to tell me this. But he came up to me. Oh, look, I got to get out of here. I looked at him. What happened now? I'm cleaning. I did the sink. I cleaned this. I didn't have no word to say to nobody. What happened now? Oh, it's not that. So what is it? Oh, because you're only doing that in the morning. I said, look, I do this in the morning, and I'm constantly checking every hour, up, down, doing rounds, to see if the place stays clean. Oh, but still, you know. Say, well, what am I supposed to do now? Well, we're not firing you. I mean, I try to fight to keep you here. I know you're doing what you have to do, and everything like that. I said, but now what? Oh, the guy on the other side is going to take care of this and that. I said, you see the way this place is clean right now? You leaving him to do both sides of the building, it is not going to be clean. You seen his side. But fine, that's what you want? Fine. Where am I going now? Oh, you got to go report. You might have to clean stairs. So I had to go back to square one. Went to buildings here and there. People on vacation, doing that, fine. Of course, familiar territory, familiar problems popped up. about 2 months ago. I was in this elevator, right, and there was an asshole guy on the 6th floor who moved in about a month or two ago. He's one of these guys that the regular guy I was covering pretty much kisses his ass to an extent that he leaves the elevator with him without my boss's permission. He does favors left and right for the guy. He signs for boxes and all this shit. And instead of the guy saying, look, what I do for you, don't expect anyone else to do it, he don't say that shit or whatever. So the guy got spoiled and figured anyone that has running that car is supposed to do that. And I shut it down. Not the car, but the situation. I said, look, let me tell you something right now. I've been doing this job a long time. I don't know, you haven't been in this building a long time. What he does for you, don't expect me to do for you. I don't do that stuff. Ah, but you can sign for a box. Don't start that with me. I don't sign for boxes. Don't get sign stuff that belongs to me. That doesn't belong to me. Alright? And then there'll be situations where I'm getting ready to go to lunch. It's quiet all morning. All of a sudden, 10 to 5 to, I got a truck downstairs. I go, tell the truck driver, I'll be back at 1 o'clock. Bye. Close the door. So, that was going on for a little bit. A couple of times I had to run that up because this asshole took too many days off. It's one of those guys that my boss is scared of. And my boss recently gave me a lecture about being intimidated, being this, being that. Don't let people intimidate you or you this and that. But meanwhile, he's intimidated by people. So I don't know if he said that because he didn't want me to be like him or what. I don't know. Very strange fucking person, in my humble opinion. If you get him on a good day, he could be your guardian angel. You get him on a bad day, he could be your worst fucking nightmare. That's the boss. Sorry, son of a bitch. Pretty much. So, one time, the foreman, who I had a problem with in the past, came up to me, but he didn't come yelling at me. He said, let me ask you something. Did you have an argument with somebody on the 6th floor? I said, not today. Why? Because the guy just made a complaint saying that you're leaving at 4:30 and that you're leaving at 11:30. I told the foreman, the assistant foreman, I said, look, the other elevator guy who I was talking to on the other side, he vouched for me. He said, look, he leaves the same time I leave, 5:02, the last minute. What's going on here is that guy upstairs is used to in his main situation. He goes, oh, well, you got to go see the foreman, the main guys. Okay. I went to see him. I said, what is this regarding? I heard about the complaint. Oh, you're leaving early. I said, look, I don't leave early. I've been working here a long time. You should know what time I leave these buildings. And stuff like that. Well, he's the tenant. He's paying the rent. I said, but then what do you want me to tell you? I'm coming in to clear my name so you don't be associating me right away as the guy that fucking sneaks out and leaves early and shit. What do you want me to say? You don't believe what I'm saying? I don't know. So you don't believe me, right? Fine. I'm honest with you. I'm telling you what really happened. You don't believe me. And then he just do this shit. I call it the Janarino, really politician shit. He's like looking his head down, writing something or whatever. Not complaining about me, but just doing something else on his computer. Look, you know, that's the way it is sometimes. It's alright. Thank you for listening. When I walked away from him. Told my uncle about it. My uncle's always been to show this sort of cry because he understood all the situations these things had happened to him and stuff. Sometimes he could be hands-on and help, or sometimes he could just give me advice like, ah, fuck it, you know, like that and stuff, you know. So he's very special to me and stuff. He's like my dad, like I've said in the past, you know. He's like my dad, the brother I should have had, pretty much, in my humble opinion and stuff. But that stuff would go on. And one time I was supposed to go back to that building after I got that complaint, and I told the assistant foreman, I said, could you put me somewhere else maybe? Maybe I'll clean steps or whatever. I don't care. I just can't go back to that building because of problems. Other guys have done the same thing. When they don't want to go back to a building, they've said that, look, okay, can I do something else? Clean somewhere else or put me in another building? Somebody else has to be out today. And they're angry for it's like I'm pissing in his face by saying that. So he sent me this other building. So I went over there. And then I asked about this other building, which I'm at now, which I didn't want to take, but it seemed like I'm forced to take that. Because I had this other building set in mind that I wanted to work at that was far away from management. It was a good building, and I worked there before. I relieved the building before. And I heard that my boss fired a guy over there. So there was an opening in that building there. And I asked him about it in the beginning of the year. He goes, well, I'm going to wait 6 months. I got a guy to temporary. If anything, I'll let you know. So I kept hearing stories that he had put somebody else over there who's in a different union. Works the same company, different union. So around that time, I'm talking to him about the situation. He gives me a whole lecture. You don't go away from a building because the guy said this, this, and that. That's not right. It doesn't look good for you if you do that. You know, the other bullshit. He has like an accent. Shit. I told him I'm doing that to keep the phone from ringing off the hook. Complaining for he don't be calling lies about me again. That you believe when I told you the truth. Oh, but you know the whole whatever thingamajiggy he says or whatever and stuff about because one day you go to this person here and you be intimidated by them. Prove that you belong, you deserve to be there. Prove it. I said every building I worked in, I've always given 100%. What do you want me to give? 1,000%? There's times people talk to me like shit, and I respond back positively. I don't just lash out. It's just to a point where enough is enough. Then I lash out. So this was all going on between me and him. And then the conversation got heated when I asked him about that building over there that I wanted to go to. Oh, don't think about that building. Don't ask about that building. That's not your building. I said, but you told me, I was under the impression you told me that to let you know I could take that building in a couple of months or whatever and stuff like that. You say you had someone there temporary. What happened? Oh, but whether the guy's in the union or not shouldn't be a problem. The union's not paying you. I am. Okay, fine. You want to know who's on vacation next week? See where you go? Yes, please. That's not too much trouble. Oh, this guy's out. That guy's out. But I don't know where you're going to go. You got to find out from this other guy. I said, but didn't you just say you don't want to control of all that? You get to decide where people go where? He stayed quiet. Didn't answer me. I said, when is the other elevator available? Over there. Because it seems like I might have to take it because, you say I got seniority to go here, go there. I make a decision where I want to go. You don't want to put me there. And you tell me the things about the union not paying me. That's true. You're right. The union isn't paying me. Okay. You're right. But the point is, where do I go? Oh, but you got a job. I know I have a job. I'm not asking for more money. I'm not asking that I'm unhappy here. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I want a place where I know I could go from 8 to 5. He goes, there's a guy over there. I'm going to take out. I'll put you in. That's the building I'm at now. A bid has went up for that building because the way it works is when you're in an elevator or you want an elevator, a bid goes up. And you sign for the elevator, right? And you got to wait about 30 days till people sign with a sign. And then the person that gets the elevator is the person with the most seniority, more time. And stuff. The building I'm at, nobody wants it because the partner, the guy that works with me there, he's a bit of a pain in the ass. I mean, I can maneuver through him sometimes. He's come see, come saw. Not saying he's gay or nothing, just saying he's a little bit this, a little bit that sometimes. I got a big-headed guy who works on the 5th floor who thinks he's the big boss. And stuff like that and stuff. Who can't hardly talk right. Got a big swollen tongue, can't talk fucking right. Same time, it's the building where the owners are at. And these people, sometimes, especially these two guys who happen to represent them, are assholes. I mean, they hardly don't come to that side of the building. They usually come to the other side of the building and bother the other elevator guys on the other side of the building. Because they always think that none of us are working, and that building is very busy. All of the elevators, the 4 of us there are busting our ass working. If he really wants to find out who's not working, walk around the whole area. He could catch people. We don't have to finger nobody and stuff. Just for some reason, he's curious, always looking down. One time he rang the bells downstairs of 3 elevators that were in the hallway there, and he's looking up. And he's looking at his watch. He's timing people how long it takes to come down. At one point, the union almost got on his ass about that, pretty much, because, you know, it's harassment. So, you know, those are the daily battles I deal with for a long time. Some people say, well, maybe you should quit. Why? Because, you know, basically, it is true jobs are hard to find and stuff. You know, like this, I remember an old saying one time I saw in this movie with Alan Arkin. Matter of fact, it's an old movie, matter of fact. It was a movie called Papi. I never forget this one scene in the movie where he looks at the camera, he breaks the fourth wall. I think he's working in a restaurant washing dishes or something. He's all sweaty, he looks at the camera and goes, you know, when you don't have a job, it's terrible. When you got a job, it's terrible. Well, I usually like to rephrase that. When you don't have a job, it's fucking terrible. When you got a job, it's still fucking terrible. So, you know, my heart goes out to Michael. Michael, I feel your pain, you know, when you know, you get people, you try to be honest, try to be good with them and forthright, you know, and try to do the job you're paid to do and stuff, you know, sometimes and everything like that. And, you know, people think, you know, they could, you know, shit on people. That's not right and stuff. So that's an occurrences I deal with and stuff like that. So I feel your pain. I don't know. I know I left the thing on his page there. I don't know if he probably left a rebuttal or what, or maybe he'll reply on this video. Who knows? But just keep your head up. You know. I remember an old saying that I could share with you guys and with Michael. My grandmother used to say that she was always another voice of reason when I used to always talk to her about my little problems and stuff and everything like that. And she used to tell me, you know, sometimes when you take a shit, the shape is it never the same shape. That's how a day is. It never comes out the same way. One day you might feel like you don't want to be around, you may not want to be here, you may not want to be there. But the next day, or maybe the next 2 days after that, it's a different day, different mood. Sometimes the people you've had arguments with, they won't be around where you had to start arguments with you. Or maybe they'll wear down and they'll know the error of their ways. More or less, you know, and stuff like that. You know, sometimes it's understandable to hold a grudge. Sometimes it's not understandable. You could be flexible a little bit, but then sometimes you gotta do that. So it's a tough act to follow, you know, and stuff. So I talked 50 minutes about the bullshit I deal with and stuff. I just saw that episode and me want to talk about this stuff with you guys. Hopefully, with Michael, he's watching and stuff. You know, I know your pain. I'm sure maybe some of you guys, you know, when you know, at your jobs and stuff, or you guys used to work out way, maybe you got some interesting stuff there, or some things that's happened to you, or you had to deal with, or whatever. But you know, that's what they say. You know, that's why, you know, they say the working man is the last American hero. Because then we go through all this shit and everything like that. You know, go through all this stuff. Maybe that's why I like these movies where you see all these guys like the Tremors or the Leviathan or the Alien movies and stuff like that. We see blue collar people like me and you and stuff dealing with these crazy situations, you know, that are not normal situations and shit. Like Val and Earl, these guys are handyman and they're dealing with fucking giant worms fucking up the day and shit. Or like, you know, you look at the Alien with the first Alien film, you know, those people on the Nostromo. You know, they're just trying to get from A to B, stick to the contract. Company sends them on some bullshit they don't want to go to. Some planet, they go, shit hits the fan, and well, they gotta deal with it, you know, and stuff. Many other stuff like that. So, you know, it's hanging there, Michael. You know, hopefully, I know that video is 3 years old. I'm sure maybe stuff has gotten better, or maybe, you know, situations has improved, hopefully. But anyway, I guess I'm all done talking about that. I don't know what to title this week. Tales of Effie Shithole. That sounds weird. Okay. A tale of a blue collar worker. I don't know. Yeah, I'll figure something out. But thank you all for tuning into this very strange video. Me talking about these weird tribulations. This is probably a video of my own that I probably won't watch that much. You're like, damn, I can't believe I said that. Really? What? Sometimes I watch my own stuff and I like, really, I said that, really? I brought that up? Wow. But hell, I trust you guys, I'm among friends here. I'll be weird if this was a public video, to be honest, because I know from my bad luck. Hey, you're talking about the company. Get out of here. So yeah, right. Like I mentioned, company name, really. Shit, these are the fucking uniforms. But anyway, thank you all for watching. It's 15 minutes into this, and you all have a good night. Hang in there, Michael. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let nobody, you and Jeff keep kicking ass. Keep fixing what you gotta fix. And just keep doing the right thing. That's it. Okay? And all of you have a good night.